On this episode of YaEat, we will be making pan-seared Chilean sea bass with Puttanesca sauce. You're not going to want to miss this recipe. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 28th episode of YaEat. I'm really excited to have you here as usual, and thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. Today, I'm going to be making one of my favorite fish. It's Chilean sea bass. I'm going to be making with one of my favorite sauces, Puttanesca sauce. So I'm going to pan-sear some Chilean sea bass, and I'm going to put it on top of the Puttanesca sauce. So I'm ready to make some Chilean sea bass with Puttanesca sauce. Are you ready to make some Chilean sea bass with Puttanesca sauce? Here we go. Print these and all our recipes on YaEat.tv. And now, a YaEat educational moment. Today we are featuring Chilean sea bass. It is perhaps not one of the most prettiest fish in the sea, but one of the most tasty. It is a very delicate, succulent, large, flaky white fish. Although it is on the pricey side, it is well worth it, but you can substitute it with halibut or cod.
Chilean sea bass. Chilean sea bass.
It is not pronounced like fitness instructor Jillian Michaels with a CH instead of a J. This has been a YaEat educational moment. Okay, enough of that guy. We're going to get started by hand crushing the tomatoes in a bowl. Once you get to a consistency of your liking, let's just place it on the side for a moment, and we're going to peel and chop up some garlic, and we're going to chop it up finely. Let's give a nice coating to the pan of extra virgin olive oil and add our garlic. Let's cook the garlic only a moment, and let's start adding the anchovy. It helps if you cut them, they'll break down quicker, but once the garlic starts to brown and the anchovies are broken down, you can add the tomato sauce to the pan. And now we'll add the Kalamata olives and the capers, which I rinsed off ahead of time. And we'll season with some black pepper. And you want to hold off on the salt here, actually. There's a lot of salt between the Kalamata olives, the capers, and the anchovies, so season the salt at the end. Now, if you can get fresh parsley and fresh basil, I highly recommend it. To me, there's a tremendous difference in the flavor, but if you can only get the dry, then do what you got to do. Now, you only need to cook the sauce about 10 to 15 minutes. The longer, the better. Let's season the fish with a little salt and pepper. Because the Chilean sea bass is a very sensitive fish, I like to pan-sear it in a cast iron pan. For a couple of reasons. One is that the cast iron cooks very evenly, and because this fish is so sensitive, I want to make sure it's not going to stick to the pan. You can substitute a non-stick pan or a seasoned pan. I added a little extra virgin olive oil to the pan, and once it starts to smoke, let's place the sea bass skin side up. On a high heat, you're going to sear and brown the Chilean sea bass on both sides for about 3 minutes. For this dish, we do not want the Puttanesca recipe to be watery, so we're going to reduce it until it gets a nice thick consistency. But not too thick. If it gets too thick, you can add some water to it. At the very end, we're going to add our teardrop tomatoes, and they're going to cook about 25 to 50%. You want to be very gentle when flipping these. They are very sensitive. You could substitute cod or halibut, which is a similar fish. They are not as sensitive and they are not as pricey, but they are not as tasty. You can serve this with a side of spaghetti, which this dish is traditionally prepared with. But I'm just going to place the fish on top of the sauce and maybe lay a little bit of sauce on top. And I just added a little parsley for garnish. Now the cherry tomatoes really gives the dish a nice color and a little pop, but they are not necessary. I just drilled a little extra virgin olive oil and we're done. I've been dreaming about eating this all day. Chilean sea bass Puttanesca. You eat? You want to eat? Make this recipe. It's delicious. Time to do the taste test. I've been looking forward to this all day. I love Chilean sea bass and I love Puttanesca sauce. Oh, it's so good. You don't have to love it like anchovies or olives. You barely even know that the anchovies are in there. Just a little salty flavor. And if you don't have to eat the olives. So the Puttanesca sauce is absolutely delicious. And of course, the Chilean sea bass. It's one of the best white flaky fish. You can see how flaky it is. It's like the filet mignon of whitefish to me. So thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. It's really simple and it's really impressive and really delicious. So again, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next Wednesday, and stay tuned for a quick short or something that I find amusing, and I hope you do as well. I hope you enjoyed our Chilean sea bass a Chilean sea bass with Puttanesca sauce. Again, it's Chilean, not Chilean. Not cold. All right, have a great week. See you next week. Is he ever gonna stop eating that sea bass?
It was Hyman Roth. I know what was in.
Jesus Christ, Mike, I don't understand.
What's a guy gotta do to get some sea bass around here? Oh, you wanted some more sea bass? I thought you said I'm good, Spider. No, I said I wanted more. Put some in a doggy bag. Hey, chich. Hey, oh, what does a guy gotta do to get some sea bass around here? I gotta catch my own? We got plenty of sea bass on reserve. We're good on this. Okay, good. He's got sea bass, he's got sea bass, he's got sea bass. We're looking good on the sea bass. How you doing, honey?
I can't believe out of 30 professional musicians, there isn't one Italian in the group here. Come on, let's have a Italian dance. You up, clarinet up, up, up.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?